ideas in my head what I want to talk about, but now it's like, geez, do I talk about it? Gmail.com. All right, I'm going to cover a few different topics today. This may be almost considered a podcast. Solo podcast. I've been floating around the idea, if you think I should make my own podcast where I cover just a variety of topics between business, psychedelics, to breathwork, to news, to any sort of craziness, comment or DM me. I'd love to hear some feedback. If you don't think I should, keep that to yourself. I don't care. Now, something that has been popping up a bunch with marketing as of late has been rewards or loyalty or delight strategies. And it's pretty, think about it. Like, have you ever gotten a gift? I mean, are you sad about it? Let's be honest. I think some of these ideas, every once in a while, I think people are just trying to come up with content because I'm like, this is nothing original here. But let's break down surprise and delight. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. But reward loyalty, so I think like that's a way to have surprise and delight. If someone comes back again, give them a little something. Like, geez, I mean, the hardest thing to do is to get a new customer these days, and if someone comes back a second time, they should get a little something for it. Holy cow. I mean, I've got an issue with the mouse in my house right now, and I went to Ace twice, and they still gave me a crappy mouse trap. I'm going to go back a third time. I feel like they should give me something at this point. Holy smokes. But another one is personal touches. That's always a nice, warm sentiment. You go to Etsy, you buy something from Etsy, you get something like a handmade card or something, and then they'll give you like a little personal note, like, "Oh, thank you so much. You're the 100th person this year to buy it." That feels warm inside. Someone gave a moment to gave their own moment to you and give it a thanks to you. That's it's in the age of AI. Everyone's so, how do I automate? How do I do this? Digitize, da da da. And the real thing we should be talking about is, how do I personalize things more? How do I how do I take a moment and make people feel like they've been seen, understood, and known? At the end of the day, that's what makes people feel great. They feel delighted, and that's something that if you can give the extra bit to someone, if you can go above and beyond, they will not forget it, and they will go as far as even feeling like they owe you something. Something always that's a fun one is I recently just saw my VCon ticket. So I went to VCon, and this number 3, and it's an NFT. So the NFT is my ticket into the event. Now they did this great portion of the lighting, which is like gifts. Basically, what they did, and not GIF, but like GIFTS gifts. They gifted us basically an upgraded ticket, and they went from just a plain old ticket to like an actual NFT piece of artwork. And my NFT went from being valued at like $10 when they did this refresh and they gave us this basically free artwork. It peaked at $60. Now, cool. I got some. I could have sold it, made back 2/3 of what I spent on the ticket, but instead now I've got this cool piece of memorabilia, and that's a great way to surprise and delight me. And now they're top of mind again. I just think people take their customers so for granted, and at the end of the day, I think most people take other people for granted. This 2025 and the next really 10 years, everyone's going to be shifting and looking at more AI and automation, yada yada. If you really want to step away from the competition, think about how to make things personal, how to really just touch people, make them feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. At the end of the day, like that will always go farther than your AI automation thing that you just did. I think some of this stuff is just a joke, and I can't believe people are really investing their time in it, and then neglecting these rather important things that will actually build brands over a period of time. All right, now we're changing gears entirely onto psychedelic mushrooms. Paul Stamets just made this post the other day on X saying that a new study came out saying mushrooms are 1,000 times more effective on binding to the receptors in our brains that the current best antidepressants are. 1,000 times. Although the caveat to the study is they compared basically like a microdose of this FDA approved antidepressant versus like a full on mushroom dose experience. Mind you, the full on mushroom dose experience, you're not going to be able to drive a car, so I don't know if it's super practical, but let's say you take a tenth of that and you microdose on it, now it's 100 times more effective than the latest and greatest antidepressant. Um, I think this will be we keep doing this whole antidepressant thing with psilocybin, and there are so many more benefits to that than just antidepressant. I mean, sure, it's going to increase mood, but your creativity is going to be increased. Your you'll It relaxes your nervous system. It will help with decision making, procrastination, laziness. I mean, the list goes on for this stuff, and we're only just looking at a small facet of the capabilities of these mushrooms. And think about it, guys. Um, they don't want you to know how good it is, right? These are so effective and so good that they're narrowing down the focus to depression, and they're suppressing the news on it, and they're still making it super illegal. So at the end of the day, I'm here as an advocate saying that these are life changing substances that are natural, they're good for you, and they can dramatically help with a host of negative symptoms that people are experiencing. And this is just the beginning. And I just hope that these policymakers just, I don't know, maybe finally stop. How do I say it? Getting bought and sold here. Maybe we can actually get some positive things done. But I get it. I get it can be hard to do some of these what I would consider the right thing when the system itself was just so corrupt and so frustrating as someone here who I don't know. I'm just looking at this thing that grows out of the freaking ground, and apparently you're saying it's illegal. I can't harvest that. There are I think about 2.5 dozen psilocybin mushrooms in Michigan alone. Granted, they're not very potent, but like, so you're saying that because that mushroom has psilocybin in it, and all of a sudden now I can't eat it or I can't take it home with me? What? It's ridiculous. And this concludes my daily rant. So, for the 4 people that made it this far in the video, I love you. I appreciate you. And if you, I hope some of this stuff encourages discussion amongst even your own mental thought processes, questioning some of the things that you've thought about in the past. I hope it encourages research. I hope it encourages conversations with the outside world and hopefully some family members and friends in your community because at the end of the day, I think there is a much brighter future available to all of us, and it starts with the here and now. And may you be well on your journey.